Imagine a world where every free moment is filled with distractions, where silence feels unbearable, and loneliness is avoided at all costs. This is our reality today. Have you ever wondered why we constantly reach for endless entertainment? Why we scroll through feeds, binge-watch series for hours, and seek constant amusement? What if this addiction is not just harmless fun, but a symptom of something much deeper that is destroying our intellectual and cultural foundations? Today, we explore why our obsession with entertainment is more dangerous than it seems. By the end of this journey, you will understand the mechanisms that hold us back and gain tools for freedom. The final revelation we will make might be the most powerful. It could completely change your life and your perspective on it. Let's start with how we got here. The human desire for entertainment is not new. From gladiator fights to Homer's tales around the campfire, people have always sought moments of escape from reality. But what has changed in our time? The scale and intensity of modern entertainment are astonishing. It used to be a shared cultural experience, limited by time and place. Today, technology provides access to an endless stream of content. Content is available every second of every day. It is no longer just a pastime. It is a lifestyle that shapes our perception of the world and our behavior. Psychologists like B.F. Skinner have shown how strongly the human mind craves rewards. His experiments with operant conditioning proved this in practice. Rewards that appear unpredictably, such as a jackpot on a slot machine, are the most addictive. Social networks and games masterfully use this principle. Every like, new episode, or game level holds our attention, making us want more and more, keeping us in constant search of new stimuli. But have you ever wondered at what cost this comes? Time spent on superficial entertainment takes away the opportunity to engage in deep and meaningful activities. Philosopher Blaise Pascal once said that all of humanity's problems arise from man's inability to sit quietly alone in a room. Dependence on constant stimulation takes away not only our time but also rewires our brain. Research shows that excessive screen time reduces the ability to concentrate. This shortens attention span and diminishes critical thinking skills. These qualities once fueled human innovation and cultural progress. Today, they are dulled by endless scrolling and superficial distractions. But the impact doesn't stop there. Our addiction to entertainment has profound social consequences. A culture that once reflected shared values and intellectual aspirations is increasingly shaped by what is popular, clickable, and viral. Instead of stimulating the mind or uplifting the spirit, modern entertainment panders to our basic instincts. We exalt trivialities and glorify mediocrity. We reward shocking effects, not content. Have you noticed how difficult it is today to have meaningful conversations about art, philosophy, or history? How often do we hear discussions about Dostoevsky's works, Nietzsche's ideas, or Aristotle's principles? These intellectual giants once shaped societies. Their voices are now drowned out by the noise of trendy memes and reality shows. Why does this matter? Why should we care about it? Intellectual and cultural pursuits are now overshadowed by entertainment because the decline of intellectual rigor and cultural depth destroys critical thinking and empathy. Critical thinking and empathy are the two pillars of a functioning society. If we stop questioning what we consume and accept superficial stories without analysis, it is dangerous. We become passive participants in our own lives, losing the ability to imagine, invent, and deeply connect with each other. This leads to the decline of our inner world and relationships. This does not mean that entertainment itself is bad. On the contrary, stories, music, and art have always been an important part of the human experience and development. But when entertainment becomes an addiction, consumes our lives, and replaces conscious engagement with the world, we must consider it a serious threat. In the course of our research, we will delve deeper into the psychological and cultural mechanisms that fuel this addiction. We will examine how entertainment manipulates our emotions, shapes identity, and alters the perception of reality. The most important thing is that we learn how to regain control over our mind and life by breaking free from this vicious cycle of addiction. Take a minute now to think about how much time in your day is spent on entertainment and superficial consumption of information. Absorbing instead of creating, watching instead of participating, escaping instead of growing. These questions are not for judgment, but for awakening. Only then can a solution be found. It is close. Stay with me, because there will be even more revelations ahead. The main insight will be transformative. Let's consider the psychological addiction to entertainment. This is not just a preference or a harmless hobby. It is a carefully designed system created to hold your attention, often at the expense of your well-being. Think about the concept of the attention economy. In today's world, your attention is a commodity bought and sold by corporations aiming to maximize profit. Social networks, streaming services, and gaming companies invest billions of dollars in studying ways to keep you engaged as long as possible. Every notification, autoplay feature, and algorithmic recommendation is designed to exploit your psychology, making it harder to detach from screens. Do you think you control your habits? Think again. Research shows that dopamine release caused by scrolling through social media or watching your favorite show is akin to drug effects. Dopamine, known as the pleasure hormone, creates a cycle that makes you come back again and again. The more you immerse yourself in it, the stronger the desire becomes. The cycle repeats, intensifying the dependence on instant gratification while hiding its cost. The truth is that the constant pursuit of quick satisfaction trains the brain to prefer short-term pleasures over long-term happiness and self-discipline. Over time, this reduces the ability to be patient, self-disciplined, and even genuinely happy. The feeling of emptiness after hours of watching is no coincidence. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill, where the chase for fleeting pleasures diminishes life satisfaction. Modern entertainment does not fill the void, but deepens it. Why is this happening now, on such a scale? One of the reasons is the isolation created by technology. In the past, entertainment was communal. Theaters, concerts, stories around the campfire. These shared experiences brought people together and provided genuine satisfaction, which is often lacking nowadays. Previously, communication fostered a sense of belonging to society. Today, however, most entertainment is consumed alone through screens, creating a paradox. We have become more connected digitally, but feel lonely on a human level. Sociologist Robert Putnam noted the decline of social capital in his book, Bowling Alone. Social capital consists of shared networks, norms, and trust that unite communities. According to Putnam, Its decline is linked to changes in leisure activities. Instead of deep interactions, we retreat into virtual worlds where relationships are superficial, edited, and often performative. By replacing deep relationships with superficial ones, we lose the ability to empathize, listen, and truly understand each other. As a result, polarization, distrust, and a sense of alienation arise. This influence also extends to culture and the intellectual sphere. For example, the Renaissance was a period of unparalleled intellectual and artistic flourishing, driven by curiosity and a thirst for knowledge. Now let's consider our modern era. How much of our cultural energy is devoted to exploring deep questions of existence, morality, and human nature? And how much energy goes to viral trends, celebrity gossip, and meaningless entertainment? This is not a romanticization of the past, nor a rejection of the present. We simply want to highlight a troubling trend. We are losing the balance between entertainment and enlightenment. Philosopher Marshall McLuhan warned that the medium is the message. In other words, the tools through which we receive information shape not only our thoughts, but also the way we think. Modern formats amplify superficial perception. Short videos, catchy headlines, and an endless stream of content encourage speed rather than depth, reaction instead of reflection, consumption rather than creativity. As a result, our collective attention shrinks, and the ability to comprehend complex ideas diminishes. But there is good news. This decline is not inevitable. We have the power to change course and restore intellectual and cultural vitality. The first step is awareness, recognizing the patterns that hold us back. The second step is action, a conscious choice about how we spend our time and what we prioritize. Ask yourself what you are investing your energy in. The choice is yours: to continue superficial consumption or to strive for depth, understanding, and creativity. Our future depends on each of us. When was the last time you read a book that challenged your worldview? When was the last time you engaged in a conversation that truly inspired you? When was the last time you sat in silence, allowing your mind to wander and explore without distractions? Such moments are not a luxury, but a necessity. These moments of introspection and engagement are the foundation of a rich and meaningful life, as well as a thriving society. In the next segment, we will look at practical steps. We will explore how to break free from the cycle of entertainment dependence, how to develop mindfulness, rediscover the joy of learning, and reconnect with the world. This will enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. But before moving forward, pause and reflect on what we have already discussed. What role does entertainment play in your life? Is it a source of inspiration or a way to escape reality? Do they bring you closer to others or create distance? The answers to these questions are key to understanding your path. Ahead of you lie revelations that will point the way to transformation. Prepare for new discoveries and changes. We have explored the causes and consequences of our dependence on entertainment. Now let's focus on the way forward. How to break free from this cycle and regain intellectual and cultural vitality. The first step is developing awareness. Just as a doctor cannot treat a disease without a diagnosis, we cannot fight addiction without recognizing its presence in our lives. Start by observing your habits. How often do you pick up your phone without thinking? How much time per day do you passively consume content? Mindfulness is not judgment, but an understanding of the patterns that shape your behavior. One powerful tool is the practice of attentiveness. By training presence in the moment, you will begin to notice when you get caught up in a whirlpool of distractions. When you want to check social media or watch another episode, stop. Ask yourself, what am I really looking for? Is it connection, relaxation, or a sense of purpose? Often, the desired entertainment is a substitute for deep, unmet needs. The next step is intention. Awareness is not enough. Conscious action is necessary. Start with clear boundaries for entertainment consumption. Set a specific time and stick to it daily. Replace meaningless scrolling with useful activities, reading, deep conversations, or creative hobbies. This way, you enrich your mind and soul. Philosopher and psychologist William James said that the best defense against stress is choosing one thought over another. Similarly, this applies to fighting entertainment addiction. The main weapon against addiction is a conscious choice of another activity. By making a mindful choice, we restore autonomy and direct energy towards what matters. Another important step is to rediscover the joy of learning. Entertainment provides quick pleasure, but true satisfaction lies in deep understanding. Seek content that broadens horizons and stimulates thinking. Immerse yourself in the works of great thinkers, artists, and innovators. Explore sciences, humanities, and art with interest. This does not mean completely giving up entertainment, but approaching it consciously. Ask yourself, does this content inspire me? This approach helps to choose what is truly valuable and meaningful to you. Is my worldview expanding? Does this contribute to my growth? If the answer is no, it is worth considering whether to spend your time on it. Philosopher Suran Card warned about the risks associated with what he called the crowd, the tendency to conform to social norms and lose oneself in collective habits. Today, the crowd often manifests as trending topics, viral videos, and popular shows. There is nothing wrong with this if balanced with personal development. It is very important to combine entertainment with activities that develop individuality and depth of thought. One way is to embrace solitude. In our hyper-connected world, solitude is often confused with loneliness, but in reality, it is a powerful tool for self-discovery and growth. Spending time alone with our thoughts, we gain clarity, develop ideas, and reconnect with the inner self. As Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, she claimed that the only true journey is the inner journey. And it is this journey that leads to a profound understanding of oneself. Solitude also helps us face discomfort that we often try to escape through entertainment. It is in these moments that growth occurs. When we resist the urge to be distracted, we open the door to self-awareness, creativity, and resilience in the face of life's challenges. The path to regaining control over our lives from dependence on entertainment is not only a personal matter but also a collective effort. It is important to unite with others. Reviving intellectual and cultural depth requires engaging with those who seek growth and meaningful connections. Join book clubs and lectures. Participate in discussions about art, philosophy, and current events. Surround yourself with those who inspire you to grow and motivate you. Such a collective approach is important because culture is not created in isolation. It is born from shared values ideas, and people's experiences. By creating communities that value intellectual and cultural enrichment, we can begin to change contemporary culture, overcoming superficiality and mediocrity. And finally, we need to ask ourselves a deeper question. What legacy do we want to leave behind? Addiction to entertainment is a way to escape problems. True satisfaction comes not from escape, but from active participation in life, from meaning and contribution to something greater than ourselves. Think of the great thinkers, artists, and leaders who influenced history. They spent their days striving to change the world for the better. Were people absorbed in empty entertainment or devoted to their craft, vision, and ideals? What would they think of a world where potential is wasted on fleeting pleasures? These are not simple questions, but necessary ones. For the main truth is this: the fight against entertainment addiction is not just about reclaiming time or attention. It is about restoring our humanity. As we approach the final stage of this journey, we will reveal the most powerful insight that will change the way we view entertainment and ourselves. We have come to the heart of the matter, the main revelation that ties everything together. This understanding explains our addiction and points the way to freedom. To grasp this, one must ask a profound question. What is the meaning of life? Philosophers, theologians, and scientists have debated this for centuries, but one idea repeats across all cultures and eras. Life is not meant for passive existence. It is an active journey of growth, contribution, and connection. Modern entertainment form threatens this goal because it distracts us from the present moment. It lures us to trade the wealth of lived experience for the superficial comfort of distraction. But here is the truth many overlook. The moments when we are fully engaged in life, rather than running away from it, are the moments that truly define us. Remember the times when you felt most alive? Was it looking at a screen or creating something new, learning or sharing an important experience with a loved one? These moments of engagement, challenge, and connection are where life finds its deep meaning. So, why do we reach so much for distraction? The answer lies in our fear of discomfort. Modern entertainment promises a tempting escape from pain, boredom, and uncertainty. However, by avoiding discomfort, we also avoid growth. The ancient Stoics believed that difficulties should not be feared but accepted. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote, "The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the challenges we avoid through entertainment are precisely the opportunities that can lead to growth and development. Boredom, which we fear, is actually a door to creativity. What we avoid is the seed of discovery, and discomfort is the crucible of transformation. How to regain this perspective in a world full of distractions? First, we need to rethink our attitude towards discomfort. Instead of fleeing, see it as a sign. When the desire to be distracted arises, we can pause and ask ourselves, what am I avoiding? What can I learn in this moment? This is the beginning of understanding. Second, developing presence. Philosopher Alan Watts spoke about the importance of living in the eternal present, as suffering often arises from the past or future. Entertainment enhances our tendency to be distracted. tearing us away from the here and now. By practicing mindfulness, we can break this cycle and be truly present. Third, to create, not to assume. The human spirit feeds on creativity, art, ideas, relationships, and problem solving. In creativity, we achieve connection. The world around us can be perceived actively and consciously. We contribute to something greater than ourselves. Ask yourself, what can I create today? How can I use my time and energy to build rather than run away from reality? This is the key to living with purpose and meaning. Viktor Frankl, a psychologist and Holocaust survivor, wrote, "Everything can be taken from a person except the last freedom, to choose one's attitude toward circumstances. We can choose our path even in the face of huge distractions. We have the power to choose how to live and what to focus on. We can reject endless entertainment and direct our lives toward meaning, reclaiming control over our time and attention." Completing this journey, let's reflect on what we have learned. Addiction to entertainment is not only a personal issue, but also a social one. It affects all aspects of our lives, reducing our ability to think critically, communicate deeply, and live fully. But this problem is not insurmountable. Mindfulness, goal setting, embracing discomfort, and choosing presence are the keys to change. By choosing to be present, we reclaim our lives, filling them with meaning and deep connections to the world around us. Let this path be the beginning of a new life, where we control our attention and create valuable contributions to the world around us. We can break free from the vicious cycle of distractions and rediscover the joy of learning, the depth of human connections, and the richness of a life filled with meaning and purpose. The most important thing is to reclaim humanity's heritage, based not on fleeting pleasures, but on lasting contributions to knowledge, art, and progress. Here is the final challenge. What will you do with this awareness? How will you choose to spend your time, energy, and life? Will you let entertainment define you? Or will you take control and create a life full of meaning and depth? The choice is yours, and within that choice lies your power. Thank you for joining this journey. Let's continue asking questions, learning, and growing together. Because in the end, it is not distractions that define us, but the meaning we embrace. Thank you for your attention and for watching this video.